Welcome to the channel. This will be a collective tarot reading. I think I'm just going to do 6 cards. Um, we'll see though. We're going with the flow. I trust this reading will reach whoever it needs to reach, whenever it needs to reach them. And yeah, let's get started. Let's see what cards we get. Looks like we're actually starting with 4 cards. All right. Oh, there's the 6 cards I wanted. All right. So we have the 10 of Swords. We have the 6 of Cups. We got the King of Wands. We have the Strength card. The 6 of Swords. And the 5 of Coins. All right, so like I said, I will be referencing the guidebook as I get used to this and relearn. So we're gonna go to, you know what? Let me do something a little different. So, intellect, understanding, and the mind, and then we're starting with the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords represents backstabbing and betrayal. So upright, it represents bitterness, betrayal, rock bottom, martyrdom, and severing ties. And specifically, the fairy tale or folklore associated with this card, the 10 of Swords represents backstab. It's Sedina from Inuit mythology. The 10 of Swords represents backstabbing and betrayal. Sedina's father pushes her from his kayak and chops off her fingers when she tries to cling to the boat. She sinks to the bottom of the ocean and becomes consumed with wrath, eternally seeking revenge. So you might be dealing with some shady people, possibly some Judas. So I'd be cautious of the people around you, and just aware. So how I do this is I go over and I kind of do like the meaning, what I think it kind of represents. And we'll do it one by one through each card. And then at the end, we'll look at everything as a whole and how that could apply to you in your situation. The next card is the 6 of Cups. And here's that card again. The 6 of Cups upright represents nostalgia, old friends, simple joys, sharing childhood. And this one is based off a Danish fairy tale. I'll put the card back on screen. The 6 of Cups evokes a nostalgia for sweeter times. Kai and Gerda are best friends as children, but when Kai is struck with depression, he leaves with the Snow Queen. Through many adventures, Gerda saves him, but by then, innocence is gone. So what I'm seeing right now is We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it and do it all together after we go over the meanings. The King of Wands. And then here's the card for y'all. The King of Wands. The King of Wands is an upright. It represents honesty, passion, leadership, charm, and flexibility. The specific folklore attached to this card is from East Asia and East Asian mythology. The King of Wands is a symbol of strength. The legend of the phoenix spans many cultures, but in all of them, the firebird represents nobility, rebirth, strength, and loyalty. Okay. And then next we'll have the Strength card. And let's see. The Strength card. Upright represents courage, conviction, control, determination, and patience. The folklore tied with this one is from Scotland. It's a Scottish fairy tale. The Strength card is about willpower and determination, focus, persistence, and the ability to confidently stare at any challenge in the face and overcome it. This is not physical strength, but a purity of heart and purpose. Upright, it is conviction, courage, control, determination, and patience. All right. And then next we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, upright, is healing, moving forward, stability, escape, and journeys. This comes from Greek mythology. The Six of Swords represents leaving behind tumultuous waters for a future that is calm and promising. After being imprisoned by her own father, Danae, and her young son, Perseus, escape. Perseus will eventually grow to defeat the Gorgon Medusa. So in upright, it's healing, moving forward, stability, escape, and journeys. And then lastly, we have the Five of Coins. So the Five of Coins in the upright represents recession, adversity, isolation, unemployment, and ruin. This one comes from a Danish fairy tale. The Five of Coins represents financial hardships and feeling left in the cold. The little match girl needs help, but no one is willing to help her. She struggles alone despite her proximity to a force that could potentially help her. Okay. So, we're going to start with, all right. Let's do this clear, concise, put together, now that I think I see the full picture. So you will have there might be a betrayal or backstabbing, or what feels like a betrayal or backstabbing from a close friend, an old friend. Maybe you don't even speak to them anymore. Maybe it's somebody from your childhood, someone you grew up with. And that could possibly lead to hard times, whether it's financially, otherwise. Maybe it's mentally. But you have the strength and the courage to push through that and move forward, finding the beauty in life despite your difficult times. That will lead to a rebirth like a phoenix rising out the ashes, you too will rise out of the dark times you're going through and be your own light. And then the Six of Swords is you continuing forward after your rebirth into prosperous times, better times, being the hero of your own story, essentially. And I know that might be simple. I didn't focus too much on the arcana or anything, but yeah. Like I said, I'm still getting comfortable with this. I'm not fully comfortable even talking to a camera. I'm a little bit anxious and things. So, yeah, my anxiety might have gotten in the way of the format and speed of this video. So, I apologize, but bear with me. I will be getting better, and practice makes perfect. As I start rememorizing things and learning new things, I think it'll go a lot smoother. I plan to get a good camera eventually. And yeah, we'll just kind of go from here. I hope that reading helped somebody. I might have gotten a little too literal, but I just kind of speak as I am called to. I was fighting against myself a little bit in that video, so I'll ease up as it goes and I get more comfortable. Yeah. Thank you for whoever watched the video, if you made it this far. Appreciate you. Hope it helped or gave you some insight on different situations you might be facing or going through. But have a good day.